So I ran across this video from this guy named Giuseppe where he let Steam keys decide what games that he was going to play. I loved this idea and I also wanted to try it out. However, I want to make sure that I give him credit for coming up with this idea and say, go check out his video if you haven't already. It's freaking hilarious. But let's see how this all played out for me. So, of course, to get the random Steam keys, I just looked it up on Google. And, you know, I didn't really want to do the 41, seemed a little bit too much. So I went with the Diamond package, which was $7.17. Brought it right up into G2A, went ahead, checked out. Let's go ahead and see what keys that this gave us. So after it was all said and done, one of the Steam keys that I got did not actually let me get the game. So we ended up with 4 games total. We got Russian Drunken Boxers, Silence, More Rush, and White Paper. Now, personally, my favorite one is definitely going to be Russian Drunken Boxers, just by the sound of it. And so that's going to be the first game that we go ahead and load up. And this is what it looked like. As you can see, it's very loud. There's no setting for it being this loud. I'm going to turn it off just in case. But also, it's so good. So in the end, the game works kind of like an old school fighter or like Mortal Kombat where you can move left and right. However, we only get one attack the entire time. As I continued to play through the first round, I realized very soon after that my health carries over from round to round, just add a little bit more of like a difficulty standard to it. Along with that, of course, there were some power-ups that would drop, like power, speed, health, things along those lines, just to kind of make sure that you always had an advantage, or that you always had the opportunity, at least, to get some sort of advantage. Now, as I continued to play, I did eventually get to round 5, where the AI beat me. Overall, this game is super basic, super, just kind of to the point, but it was fun. It was good. I would, say pick it up if it's not too much. I don't know what the actual cost is. I'll insert it into the video here for you guys to take a peek at. So moving on to Silence was interesting. It gave me a ton of problems just to be able to record at first, because I didn't really know, it wouldn't go full screen on the monitor that I wanted it to. However, after playing for just a little bit, this is honestly my favorite game out of this entire mix. And the reason for that is that it's very simple, but it responds really well. Your attacks, they're fun, they're fluid. There's one attack where you can dash if you click on the right mouse button, and it takes out an entire group. Now, I actually played this game for a while. I actually got all the way to level 15, which looked like it was going to be the final level based off of what was in there. But there is a level 16 secret, and I ended up dying. So you'll be able to see that a little bit as I, cut up some of the video here. But it was super fun. I'm going to put the price of this game in particular. But honestly, it's fun. I would highly recommend it if you like kind of like bullet hell type games. This one was super, super fun. All right, so the next game was a game called More Lush. Now, in all honesty, this one is probably my even least favorite of all of them. And the reason I say that is it doesn't feel quite optimized for the type of game that it is. It's kind of like a 2D back and forth retro hack and slash type game. I don't really know how to describe it, to be honest, but it starts the game with no sound as a standard. So I played through most of this without sound. Unfortunately, I do apologize for that. So I'm going to put some background music behind. Hopefully it kind of fits in. However, the character itself is super, super slow. What you guys see on screen is not me slowing it down. That is exactly how fast you move the entire time. And the controls itself are a little bit awkward to begin with. I know there's a training, but it's I didn't want to do it. I thought it would be pretty self-explanatory that there might have been a tutorial. My bad. But overall, the combat itself is just a little clunky, as well as it just not being exactly the type of game that I thought it would be from looking at it. As soon as I launched it, I was like, oh, this could be fun. But it just was not my favorite. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put the price. However, I would personally just say don't buy this one. But just that way you guys can see if it's something you guys might be interested in, feel free to take a peek at it. And finally, but not least on this list, we get to White Paper. Now, White Paper is not really my style of game. This is kind of like a hidden objects game where you kind of move stuff around, you go to find things. There's a bunch of different levels, which I thought was pretty cool. They were kind of intuitive in a way, like you can see, you know, you click on something, it'll move out of the way and you can find the hidden object behind it. And then there is some other ones that I didn't find quite as intuitive as like this Office, for example, where you can move things and they fly around. There are some other levels that are like this, where things just kind of spin around. The objects are there. They're not hidden or anything like that. And there is like a story behind the game as well that you can read through if you want. Again, this really isn't my style of game to begin with, but as usual, I'm going to throw the price here at the end if you were to buy this through Steam, so that way you guys can kind of see what to expect from it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see more, make sure you let me know. I thought this was really fun just to kind of play through a bunch of different, you know, weird games that you would find online. And then there is going to be a link here at the end of the video for you as well. This link is going to take you to my Valorant a new plays playlist. If you guys like Valorant or watching people learn the game of Valorant and play it for the first time, that's going to be great for you. And there's a ton of other content coming here soon. I plan to do another one of these videos where I do 5 just random Steam key games. But this was really fun. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.